Happy Saturday, everybody. I figured I'd try something a little different today and actually live react to the Indiana Jones trailer. Of course, Indiana Jones is such a huge property. Disney can't possibly screw it up. Well, they already did with that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull or whatever the hell that movie was back in the day. It's very hard to get excited about like an 80-year-old Harrison Ford getting replaced by a strong female lead, which we all know is coming. That's exactly what Disney does with every single freaking movie at this juncture. So let's check it out and see what they released at the Star Wars fan celebration today and see if we can possibly get excited about this movie. What do you guys think? Am I going to be able to? All right, we got 2 minutes of this beautiful trailer. Let's try it. Let's go. Yeah. All right. We got an old man already just passed out on a recliner, being an old man. So action hero, inspirational. Yes.
I'm retiring.
Oh, he's retiring. There's your strong female lead immediately. Look at her. She's got the short hair. She's kind of boyish in her look, not attractive. Yes, that's how they do things these days. Remember when they actually tried to make the strong female leads pretty, like Buffy or whatever? They don't do that anymore because it's not feminist.
Well, in that case, what are we drinking?
Same for the goddaughter.
Dad told me you found something on a train during the war. A dial that could
We have like an old AI generated face of Harrison Ford to make him look young. Interesting.
change the course of history.
Why are you chasing the thing that drove your father crazy? Don't move.
Please get out of here. Stop! Sorry.
Helena!
There it is. And you see that he's hapless. He's useless as the male, like always, and she becomes the strong female lead, doing everything strictly better than Indiana Jones. And of course, they're playing Rolling Stones music to talk, to glorify the 60s and how much better the 60s were because of the women's liberation. This is all feminist propaganda right here immediately. I mean, unfortunately, this is what they do with films now. You can't just have a straightforward, fun film anymore. Everything has to be some sort of symbology to push their agenda. And that's what we're seeing already in the trailer. We're not even, 41 seconds into this, unbelievable. But this is Disney for you guys. I mean, it's not made up. This is what they do with the stories intentionally. You can see it just within the trailers.
Dr. Jones.
There's
Get him.
AI. Old man riding a horse through a subway.
Hitler made mistakes, and with this, I will correct them all. You stole it. Then you stole it.
And then I stole it. It's called capitalism.
Oh my gosh, it's called capitalism. They get a dig at capitalism in there already, which is unbelievable as Disney's trying to milk a franchise for 50 years. Unbelievable that, of course, they criticize capitalism like that because that's their unbridled capitalism at its worst. It's pretty funny. Now, this is the sad part right here. You get the 80-year-old man with the whip. Is that really scary? Is that really even intimidating? I mean, if you were a bunch of 30-year-old dudes, wouldn't you just kind of grab the old dude and be like, okay, get back to the old folks' home? It's kind of sad to watch. Oh, man. It's too bad they can't actually make like real action heroes anymore. I mean, because, when was the last one we had? I guess we have John Wick, but again, he's 50, and making action movies. Why don't they have anybody coming up in Hollywood who's not like some, homosexual?
This way! Fasten your seatbelt. There might be some turbulence.
You've taken your chances. Made you.
This is another problem with the whole theme here and what's going on. So you've got, it's clearly set in the 60s, right? And later. And yet the old man Indiana Jones is still fighting literal Nazis. Can't they come up with anything more creative than that? I mean, if I was going with a 60s theme, I'd go with a Soviet communist sort of bad guy because that would make sense. There were no literal Nazis around in the 60s. It's absolutely just not a good period. He's like, man, we have to write my own story now with 1960s anti-communist theme. Wouldn't that be fun?
Mistakes. And now a final triumph.
Give them hell in Indiana Jones. A few times in my life, I've seen things. I've been tortured with voodoo. Been shot 9 times, including once by your father. Ah, sorry.
Oh my gosh, the effects are over the top. Of course, with the modern sort of just CGI, where they just push way too hard every single time. It's hard to watch. It throws me out of movies, guys. I know that like it looks cool, and you know he's falling off an airplane or whatever he's falling off of, but when you hear them talk up close, like in a mic, when they're falling at whatever and they're talking, it doesn't make any sense, and it just pulls you out of the movie. I mean, it just looks bad to me. Sorry about that. I don't know if it looks bad to you too. Does it? Am I crazy on that?
But I've been looking for this all my life.
Oh, jeez. Yep. The Dial of Destiny. There it is. So hard to get excited about this at all. It looks like a skin suit version of Indiana Jones, where again it's just like it's a person who's clearly like dated. We know that the woman's going to be better at him than anything he was ever at, and they're fighting literal Nazis. I mean, wow, cool. What I just don't see the point of it at all. It is a version of this that's like clearly just used to keep the brand going and the brand and trying to get a quick buck off of this without actually furthering anything story wise or furthering anything character wise. It's really sad to watch, but that's what we're dealing with these days. That is the mainstream media in a nutshell, my friends. And so it's hard to want to see anything that they're putting out at all. But that's also why we're trying to make our own stories. So if you check this out right here, this is Flying Sparks. Got it on my pre-order store. That's in the description below. It is a superhero book like you haven't read in a lot of years. I tried to go back to the 80s and 90s when people actually made characters that mattered, stories that actually had real heroism to it, and it's really enjoyable stuff. So if you like those old sort of comics, those old sort of films, you're really going to enjoy this, and I hope I can make a movie of this someday. So I'm not excited about Indiana Jones. I couldn't even like sit through the trailer. I mean, gosh, we had to pause it a bunch of times, so I'm like falling asleep after 2 minutes. But that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to support the channel with our own great stories, which are going to be way better than this movie. Way better. Thank you, guys.